Hi y'all, I'm Laura Lang, the Math Chick, and I'm convinced that you can do the math you need to make your life easier and better. I'm here today to talk to you about one item of my 10-point math manifesto. But first, I want to let you in on a little secret. I'm not all that into right and wrong answers. Yeah, when I taught high school, I had to care a little bit more, but it was really the process that I loved. See, to me, the beauty of math is all in how you reach the answer. It's kind of like being as excited about the journey as the destination. And as a writer, I think this is one of those places where math and writing are a lot alike. In other words, math is about concepts, not right answers. And I know for a fact that I am not alone in this. Really good math teachers are much more concerned with how their kids think about math than whether they got the right answer. And most mathematicians are enamored with the process of solving problems. In fact, most higher level math problems have multiple ways to get to a solution. And proofs, which are the backbone of mathematical inquiry, are all about the concepts. Think about those basic geometry proofs you probably did in high school. You can follow one set of steps to prove a theorem is true. Or, in some cases, you can mix those steps up and still prove the same thing. That's depending on the concepts and not a set right or wrong answer. This whole idea is very surprising to a lot of people who haven't done math since high school algebra. Math is supposed to be about cold, hard facts, right? Well, not really. In the study of pure mathematics, there are plenty of people out there who are trying to disprove things that we take as absolute fact. Let's take parallel lines as an example. Way back in 300 BC, a fellow named Euclid wrote about something called plane geometry. Now that's the study of figures that are on a plane, and that's a two-dimensional figure that extends infinitely in two different directions. In plane geometry, parallel lines extend forever and ever and never touch. So about 700 years later, an Islamic scholar whose name I will not attempt to pronounce thought about putting geometry on a sphere. But what happens if you put parallel lines on a sphere? Well, it turns out they do intersect. And doesn't that just blow your mind? In the case of parallel lines, you have to think a little bit more deeply than the definition. In particular, you need to know where the lines are because they're going to act differently on a plane versus a sphere. A little bit of context determines whether or not the lines will cross. So here's what I believe, that if you think about the process of mathematics, you will probably enjoy it a lot more than if you just focus on getting the right answer. And it may even become more relatable, and you'll start noticing patterns between different ways of doing mathematics. That will help make these concepts much more concrete and memorable. And with that mindset, you will also be open to discovery. So when you can, forget about the right answer. Just think about how the math is done. See if you can find different ways of approaching a problem. And consider when the right answer may actually be wrong, because that's when the math gets interesting. Share your ideas with me at www.mathforgrownups.com. Tweet about this video using the hashtag #NoRightAnswers. And until next time, remember, math doesn't have to be your BFF, but you can learn to get along in public. Do you have your own copies of Math for Grownups or Math for Writers? Visit www.mathforgrownups.com and click on books. What's stopping you?